Welcome to the Week in Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is July 24th, 2023, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the market's really drifting ahead of this massive economic event week. Now starting out with today, looking at the major events, we've got a bunch of manufacturing and services PMI numbers coming out. Starting out at 9:15 from France, 9:30 from Germany, 10:30 from the United Kingdom, and at 3:45 from the United States. Now looking at the balance of the week, we've got a bunch of corporate earning results also coming out. So this week is going to be massive. Now starting out today with the Forex symbols, we're watching the Japanese yen slide, looking at the indices, both the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ drift. Now looking at commodities, gold sells off while oil bounces back to $76 a barrel. Now looking at the stocks this time, it's Bank of America sitting on its 200-day moving average. Now looking at the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. Here we go. We're going to start with the USD Japanese yen. It is sliding versus the dollar, 141 to the dollar. Now it broke that 200-day moving average. I'm looking at a daily. It's right there sitting on the 30-day moving average. Now this is really important because we're pretty much 50% back from our 145 to 137 level. Looking at a weekly, we still have upside, well, really downside for the Japanese yen potential here, as this may get weaker as it's clear that 140-ish level. Now looking at the euro, also did decline versus the dollar, and we're looking at 111-ish level. It did retrace quite, some decent amount altogether, but nothing really to jump out here. I mean, this is just really drifting and not giving us a direction of which way it's going. Now jumping into commodities. Now gold had a nice run last week, all the way up from 1900, even lower than that, up to 1983, which was almost a 100-point move. Now it did retrace a bit on Friday, 1958, where we're at right now. We're sitting at supportish level, so this potentially could bounce off of these levels. I'm looking at crude oil, did the opposite. It actually rallied to $76 a barrel, back to its highs, as this is making some sort of comeback in the market. Now it's still above that 200-day moving average looking at a daily, so keep that in mind that this is actually consolidating. It's still consolidating, but it's on the upper range. Now looking at the US market, starting out with the Dow Jones, almost unchanged, okay, maybe about 100 and something points off of its highs, but still relatively strong, and we'll see that in the stocks. Now looking at the NASDAQ, did retrace a little bit more to 15,500. Now, a couple of points here. Most of the tech stocks are coming out. Microsoft's coming out with major news this week, so there is a lot of tech stocks still coming out. Google also coming out. So I wouldn't read so much into the sell-off. Now, looking at the individual stocks, this is where it gets interesting. Bank of America had a nice rally up over the last couple of days and pushing above its 200-day moving average. Now this could actually, if it clears it, it could really get back to that mid-30s level. Now looking at Microsoft ahead of the big news, it did sell off, so I did anticipate that. Looking at Google, also sold off, and so that's to be anticipated as we go into this week's session. Now lastly, looking at Bitcoin, unchanged, okay, it's flatlined. However, this week may really shake and rattle the markets as all this economic data comes out, so just be aware of it. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.